From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your Evening Update.
Daniels Roofing, licensed, bonded, insured roofing contractor. 45 years of generational expertise, offering a variety of roofing systems in the North State. Composition shingles, metal, tile, fire-safe wood shingles, and spray foam roofing systems. An energy-saving cool roof, perfect for commercial flat roofs and mobile homes. With other companies, you may get a foreman or a salesman. But with Daniels Roofing, you get Daniel. Call today for your free estimate. Daniels Roofing, 3 generations working hard to protect your home and business.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Krueger. Thank you so much for joining me here this evening. Hope you enjoyed the great day. It was a beautiful day out there again today. Still a few more clouds out there. Tomorrow's the transition day before we start seeing this wetter pattern begin to move in. So here's what we can expect as we go into tomorrow night through really early next week. Number one, be prepared for a wet weather pattern. That'll be through early next week. Also, heavy snow at times. It is going to impact your mountain travel. Gusty winds at times, especially with this first cold front passing through sometime around Wednesday and Thursday. Also, Wednesday, Thursday, the potential for some thunderstorms as well. So a lot to talk about in our deeper dive forecast. But before we get to that, let's take a look at your Krueger's quickcast. Just a quick look at the forecast here, starting off with what we expect here for tonight. Now we're going to drop down some of the upper 30s to about 40 in the valley. Temperatures in the mountains pretty typical in the 20s and 30s, and those upper 30s to around 40 along the coast. Now out the door tomorrow morning, still some clouds lingering out there, but still pretty mild in the valley. Cool in the mountains with 20s and 30s, maybe some fog in Trinity County, and of course the overcast skies and foggy conditions, most likely even along the coast as well. Temperature about 42, temperatures low 40s for the coast, and looks like somewhere in the mid 30s for Trinity County. So we have an area of low pressure right here. This is one of the reasons why we did see a lot of the cloud cover we saw today, but this isn't what's going to be giving us the rain and snow that we'll see later this week. It's back over here. It doesn't look like anything all that organized yet because we really haven't seen most of the storms just begin to develop and mature, but we have the ingredients. We've got the colder air right here. That's the colder air for the lower snow levels. Here's the moisture that we're going to be working with as these storm systems begin to develop and they move down over Northern California and of course the Pacific Northwest as well. So let's just get you through tomorrow. Here's what we can expect here. There's that fog tomorrow morning, mainly along the coast. Then I do expect to see the clouds will be on the increase coming in from southwest, moving to the north and east. And of course you can see some of that rain approaching. Now we're going to have more of what we call prefrontal showers that may develop for some of us, especially the north end of the valley, maybe around Siskiyou County. But the main cold front's still off to the west, and that won't be here until we get into tomorrow night and into Wednesday. Now also as that storm system approaches, the winds will start to pick up. So we'll call it a little breezy, borderline gusty by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon, but it's not until tomorrow night and into Wednesday that those winds will really start to pick up. All right, so for tomorrow, temperatures will be in the upper 60s, maybe even some low 70s for some of the warmer spots. Otherwise, we're talking 50s, even some 60s for some of the higher elevations, but otherwise we are looking at mainly low to mid 50s out along the coast. Now looking at your 7-day outlook, yeah, the wet weather kicks back in as early as tomorrow night, off and on rain for Wednesday all the way through Monday of next week. Now I think the heaviest rainfall will be Wednesday, off and on rain Thursday through Saturday, another round of heavier rainfall possibly by around Sunday morning, turning over to scattered showers Sunday afternoon into Monday as well. For the coast, off and on rain here through next Monday. Obviously dry conditions though for tomorrow. And you'll notice the snow levels starting off a little high, they start to drop, then they go back up again by Sunday and into Monday of next week. Same situation here for Siskiyou, Modoc County, and the eastern mountains. Temperatures dropping, they'll be their lowest around Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then we'll probably start to see them rise again towards Sunday and Monday of next week. All right, that's a look at Krueger's Quickcast. Hey, there's a 24-hour streaming channel that you have access to. It's really awesome, actually. It's available on all of the platforms available on Weather NorCal, whether it's from your app, the Weather NorCal app. It's also available on weathernorcal.com. It's available on your computer on YouTube. It's available on your smart TV. If you have a Fire Stick or Roku, you can download the Weather NorCal app and watch the 24-hour channel on your big screen TV. Now, if you don't have either of these two devices, a smart TV or an Apple TV, for example, you can use the YouTube app. And not only can you watch the 24-hour channel by going to the Weather NorCal YouTube channel, but you can also watch the latest video forecast on demand right there on your smart TV. So be sure to check out being able to watch on your smart TV Kind of a cool feature. For those of you that miss watching me on TV, you can still do that and have been able to since I started Weather NorCal actually. All right, so again, there's the area of low pressure that's moving through Southern California here this evening and tonight. Colder air setting itself up and moving into our region over the next couple of days, along with a nice stream of moisture for us to work with to give us the rainfall, thunderstorm potential, and of course snow in the higher elevations. All right, so let's get you through the next couple of days and walk you through the timing of all this. Now, tomorrow, as mentioned, it's not until the afternoon, evening that we may see some prefrontal showers begin to develop for parts of the valley and even Siskiyou County. Otherwise, we're mainly dry throughout the day tomorrow. By tomorrow evening, tomorrow night, we start to see more of these showers begin to kick in, but the main band of moisture isn't here just yet, even by midnight tomorrow night into early Wednesday morning. Snow levels still fairly high, around 4,500 to 5,500 feet. Let's take you into your Wednesday morning. There's the main band of moisture now. You see the heavy rainfall. We could be looking at some thunder and lightning associated with that. Snow levels still about 3,500 to 4,500 feet. So they're starting to drop as we go into Wednesday morning. By midday, still about 3,500, 4,500 feet. Now the main band of moisture is over the valley, working its way eastward. We're seeing heavy rain, possible thunderstorms, gusty winds. And you see that? This is the darker shaded blue indicating the heavy snow that we will see in some of the higher elevations. Now we go into Wednesday about 6 p.m. Now we're seeing the main band of moisture over the eastern mountains, and now the colder air has pretty much moved on in. So now we've got cold and unstable air continue to give us scattered showers, snow flurries in the higher elevations, and some heavy snow off to the east here. That's Wednesday at 6 p.m. We go into 11 p.m. Now it's in the form of scattered snow flurries. We have drier conditions in the valley, and then another round of showers and snow flurries. Now the snow levels are dropping down to as low as 2,000 feet to 3,000 feet. So we could be looking at the potential for some snow around Hayfork and Weaverville by the time we do get into Wednesday night. Not necessarily Tuesday, though. And then, of course, we've got those showers, possible more thunderstorms here for Wednesday night along the coast. So we have the colder and unstable air beginning to move in at that point, and that's when the off and on chances for rain and, of course, snow in the higher elevations begin. So how much rain can we expect, at least through Wednesday night? Well, I think we could see over a half an inch to even 3/4 of an inch in some spots for the valley. That's just through Wednesday night. That's not including what we'll see Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or even through the weekend. And you can see more is expected along the coast, and as usual, less heading off to the east. Now, what can we expect long range? It's kind of a general trend and general idea. This is not going to be an atmospheric river type of event. That is, we're not going to see a constant steady stream of moisture over us. There will be moisture for these storms to work with, just not a ton. And it's not going to be widespread, steady rainfall. So through Sunday, we can expect to see anywhere from 2 to maybe upwards of 3 inches of rain. Now, I think some spots could see a little bit more than that, but I think on average, that's what we can expect to see in the valley. Obviously, much more along the coast here, and as we typically see again, less is what we're going to see here off to the north and to the east. Now, what about snow? Well, we're going to take you through again Wednesday night through 11 p.m. This is the raw forecast model data, but you know what? These numbers are actually a pretty good general idea of what to expect. I do think as the snow levels do drop as we go through the day on Wednesday, especially going into Wednesday night, we could start to see the heavier accumulations begin to develop by Wednesday evening, Wednesday night for places like Mount Shasta. Even Weaverville, Hayfork could see a dusting of snow before all is said and done through Wednesday night. But again, keep in mind, it's mainly a rain-snow mix through the day on Wednesday, but by Wednesday night, maybe turning over to just snow as that colder air really begins to move in. I do expect higher amounts off to the east, and of course, smaller amounts off to the north and to the east. So yeah, some snow. And again, that lower elevation snow, which is going to impact your mountain travel, even north of Redding on I-5 around the Mount Shasta City area, and even on Highway 299 West around Buckhorn Summit, Oregon Mountain, and Highway 36 West. And of course, we can't forget about the eastern mountains as well. All right, so wetter than normal conditions are expected in the long range. This is going to be a wet weather pattern through this week. So let's take a look at that long range. Just kind of stop you day by day. There's a look at Thursday. You see how it's not widespread rain, it's not widespread snow, but you're seeing off and on showers for the valley, maybe some thunderstorms, and you're seeing snow in the higher elevations, still between 2,000 and 3,000 feet. Friday, still that low snow level, 2,000 to 3,000 foot. So again, Hayfork, Weaverville, you're seeing that potential. Places like Bernie, places like Shingletown, seeing some of that snow as well. And of course, the showers, possible thunderstorms even on Friday, and rain for the coast. Take you into Saturday. You know, the long range is now giving us a bit of a break on Saturday. Still a chance for a few scattered showers and snow flurries, but it's not going to be very widespread. And then we've got another round of heavier rainfall coming in late Saturday night, early Sunday morning. More heavy snow in the mountains, impacting your mountain travel. One last little push coming through on Monday before this ridge of high pressure builds in, at least for a few days, by around Tuesday, Wednesday of next week, and we might get a break from the wet weather pattern. But that may not last long. Long-range forecast models want to bring this in toward the end of next week. So yeah, I mean, quite a wet weather pattern here for the month of March. So I want to show you the atmospheric river tracker. We talk about these atmospheric rivers. Very weak one right here, not a very big impact. The main thing it's going to do is give us the available moisture for the storm to work with, and that's what's going to give us the rain and snow. Now, once that moves out, there'll still be some leftover moisture to work with as we go into Thursday, and then there's another little push coming through on Friday, another little push of moisture coming in on Saturday and into Sunday, and that moves on out. Some leftover moisture Monday before we dry things out, most likely by next Tuesday. All right, so the cooler air, that's what we expect. Temperatures are expected to be well below normal for quite some time. Another beautiful day tomorrow, still in the upper 60s, still above normal, barely, right? But we're now dropping way below normal by the time we go into Wednesday, all the way, in fact, we'll probably stay below normal toward the middle and even latter part of next week. It's getting closer, right? But it's still very cool for this week, going into the weekend, slightly warmer as we do go into next week. Let's take a look at the wave heights. They are dropping here. They did start to drop today. They're dropping even more on Tuesday. But by Tuesday night into Wednesday, the approaching storm system will bump those wave heights up again. We may see some small correct advisories by the middle of this week. Here's a look at your forecast for tonight. Temperatures in the upper 30s to about 40 in the valley, 20s and 30s for the higher elevations, and those upper 30s to around 40 for the coast. Now, here's your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Temperatures still quite mild, still some cloud cover out there, but generally in the upper 50s to low 60s. That wet weather kicks in by tomorrow night and into Wednesday. Here's a look at your Tuesday forecast for the North Coast. 54 in Eureka, 55 for Blue Lake. That rain kicking in Tuesday night and Wednesday, and we keep that wet weather pattern through early next week. 52 for Smith River, 53 in Gas Key and Hoopa, about 58 degrees. In your Siskiyou County neighborhood forecast, your temperatures in the mid to upper 50s, 59 for Happy Camp, 54 degrees in Weed, and 54 degrees in McDowell. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, your temperatures in the low to mid 50s, 56 for Tule Lake for Tuesday, 54 in California Pines, as well as Eagleville, and Alturas, a high of about 55 degrees. And how about the eastern mountains? Well, you've got temperatures in the upper 50s, still about 61 for Paradise, 51 though for Mineral, and 60 in Susanville. Here's your Valley neighborhood forecast, brought to you by Walgamut Painting. Temperatures still in the upper 60s, and some of you may even reach that 70-degree mark once again for tomorrow. But otherwise, temperatures are starting to drop, and that bigger drop going into Wednesday and even more so on Friday of this week. Heaviest rain will be Wednesday, another round of heavier rainfall coming in on Sunday morning. Otherwise, off and on chances for rain Thursday, really through early next week. All right, we take you up to the north, 67 for Redding, 61 degrees for Whiskeytown as well as Lakehead, and 67 degrees in Palisadro. Let's take a look at your 7-day forecast for Redding. And we're dry through most of the day on Tuesday. Now, keep in mind, there may be a stray shower coming in late in the afternoon, but the heavier rainfall won't come in until Tuesday night. Wednesday will be the round of heavier rainfall, gusty winds. And then I do expect to see, of course, off and on chances for rain for Thursday through early next week, with maybe yet another round of heavier rainfall coming in Sunday morning. All right, that is your evening update. I'll be back again tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. and live on Coffee with Krueger at 7 a.m. Have a good night.
Caltrans is doing the best that they can with the amount of people and the amount of equipment they have, and they're out there trying to keep the roads safe and trying to keep everybody running, because if the roads shut down, truck drivers that are paid by the miles aren't making any money. So we want everybody to put chains on for the safety of themselves and the safety of the public. It's not worth it to drive without chains.